My name is Cynthia. My husband calls me Gracie, and this is Gracie's Front Garden. One question that I get asked so much is, how do I get my tropical plants to flower like this? Believe it or not, these plants are in pots, and what a tropical needs is a lot of really fast food. Yes, I do mean that blue stuff that we would never put on our organic garden or our citrus trees, but a tropical plant in a pot needs to feed heavily. They're not really divas, they're tough as can be, but they're stuck in a pot. Can you imagine if you had to eat from just one little plate in one little spot and still flower like this? The hibiscus, the Duranta sapphire showers, and the pigeonberry all live in pots that are made out of plastic so I can move them in the winter. And to bloom like this, Duranta really needs to be fed every week or two. They need to be watered almost every day. Since I do not live in the tropics, a fountain provides moisture. And what these beautiful, tiny, purple sapphire showers blossoms bring to me are bees, bumblebees, honeybees, butterflies, and in Texas, the state fair comes in the fall and the monarch butterflies come by. I will have 4 or 5 of them just hanging from these blossoms. And you can too, if you promise to feed them what they really need. I would have more hibiscus flowers than I do if they got more sun. But this pecan tree allows the squirrels to have plenty of food, and it allows the temperature to drop in my garden about 15 degrees just when you step off the street. So I have to feed my hibiscus extra and place him so he will get as much west sun as he possibly can. Another tropical right here is the lemon lollipop, or the yellow version of the shrimp plant. These are also in pots where I can feed them as they need. But wise gardeners know that all around them are natives. This little hibiscus looks like a Japanese maple tree, and he is a tropical, but everything else here is a native. Greg's blue mist, the monarch's love, Turk's cap, salvia black and blue, salvia argentine skies. These are a wonderful source of nectar for the butterflies, and they need very little food. But what happens if you forget to water, which sounds wonderful, is the trees may end up suffering. So I put my tropicals in pots in the drip line or the edge of the trees, so I make sure that I feed my pecan tree and keep me and my squirrels happy, and still have just little tropical corners in the land where there are no tropics. The plant commonly known as lemon lollipop produces these wonderful bracts of yellow, but the nectar is in here in the little white flower. Hummingbirds really appreciate it because they are the only ones who can gather that nectar, and they will come back time and again to enjoy this tropical feast. In the front yard, I have my tropical diva plants. In the backyard, I have all of these really tough, easy to grow, almost weed plants, with the exception of the bougainvillea on the fence. Those are my only hungry plants back here. However, when you have this many flowers, and you have this area full of bees and some mosquitoes, what you also get are these wonderful dragonflies. This one is brilliant orange, and you can hardly see him in a zinnia.
Here he goes.
And as you can see, he really was not that frightened of me. Right now he's on the squirrel bridge waiting for me to get out of the way. any mosquitoes that come out of this area will soon be a feast for a dragonfly, and my husband knew them as mosquito hawks. I love my garden centers, and I love to buy plants. Obviously, you can see that from my gardens. But zinnias are one plant that you really want to grow from seeds. This whole area was 2 small packets of zinnia seeds. One I got because there are these exotic frilly zinnias, and look at the size of these flowers. You can see them starting to dry, and to me these dried blossoms are not ugly. They're seeds for next year. So 2 packets of zinnias this year lead to an endless supply in the future. This packet of zinnias are not so frilly. They're more what I consider the classic zinnias, but still they have these wonderful shapes. And birds and butterflies come by, and you can even watch the hummingbirds go right into these little yellow stamens. Hummingbird moths, yes, you know them as tomato hornworms if you've grown tomatoes, but they look like hummingbirds with unusual wings, and at night you'll have the opportunity to see them take their little straw and sip the nectar out of one flower after another. As you can tell, this Gulf fritillary butterfly is not particularly concerned that I'm here. He knows that I am not a predator. In fact, I am the one who brings nectar. Perhaps he simply knows that this is a feast and he's enjoying it. Here we have the bougainvillea, and these are very heavy feeders. We can grow these in full sun in the south, and you can see it on my Gracie's Front Garden website. I keep these year after year and make this my bougainvillea pathway, but they're a whole lot of trouble. If you like the flowers on the right as much as you like the tropical divas on the left, again we have easy to grow zinnias from seeds from years past. We have datura, or moonflower, that will propagate faster than anyone could ever imagine and feed the bees in a way that few flowers ever can. Each of these buds that look like candles about to open will open tonight. You can see last night's flowers have already fallen and faded before noon today. But these will open, and each one will be assisted by the bees. And I'll come out here at night and see multiple bees in there and helping these flowers open between 8 and 8:30 tonight. Yes, it's that regular. Well, you know me as Gracie from Gracie's Front Garden, but this is my backyard, and I am not fond of this ugly fence. So I am willing to feed my bougainvillea divas year after year.